Hey guys, Dr. Chris here with another Lunch and Learn for you guys. Happy Monday. You know, one of the big things that I was chatting about with a couple patients last week is just this overwhelming sense or feeling of burnout. These last couple years have been a lot for the vast majority of people. And, you know, I think about what are these different things that are causing people so much stress and overwhelm. You know, we think about it's been so much of a work from home season. Our kids were home for such a long period of time. You know, we're juggling, work, financial challenges, stresses, activities, trying to get back to some sense of normalcy. And the question really becomes is, how do we find our way in this kind of overwhelming sense of fatigue and exhaustion and burnout that people have been dealing with? And so I wanted to share with you guys a couple things that I try to implement in my own life that I know have been helpful for me. And so the first one is the aspect of building a day of rest into your week, right? Really trying to have at least one day of your weekend specifically that you don't have a bunch of stuff on your calendar, you don't have activities, you don't have a bunch of things you're responsible for, that you're focusing on things that bring you joy, that are rest, that are relaxing, that give you a lot of recharge. Any of those things are going to be so valuable. And if you carve out one day for that, you'll find it's going to make a world of a difference. The second thing is getting outside. Right? So much of our lives, especially the last year and a half, is we've gotten disconnected from nature, from being outdoors, between school and work, so much being at home or being inside. People are stuck at their computers, we're stuck on our phones, we're stuck at our desks, and we're not getting outside and getting in nature. So if you are working from home, or even if you're back in the office, carving out minimum 20 to 30 minutes a day of getting outside, walking, just getting some sunlight, getting that vitamin D on your body, those things are going to do a huge thing for your mental health and give you a chance to kind of rest and recharge. I encourage you, my wife and I just got back from the Grand Canyon about a week ago. That was amazing. But we were in San Diego. You don't have to go all the way to the Grand Canyon to enjoy the outdoors, right? It might be just your backyard. It might be going to Balboa Park or going over for 30 minutes or an hour and walking at the beach. There's so many options that you have here in San Diego. We're so blessed in that way to figure out a way, something that works for your schedule, but carve it out to get outside and get back to kind of reconnect with nature. This end of this year, really get back into that habit. Another thing that I'm big on is making sure you're staying dialed in with your rest, right? So much of us, we are running on empty, and the number one time that our body actually physically has a chance to recharge and heal is when we're sleeping. So making sure that at minimum you're getting 7 hours of sleep every single night, but even shooting for that 8-hour goal. If that's going to bed a little bit earlier, carve that out, but prioritize your rest. It's going to make a huge difference for you. And the last big thing is make sure you're staying consistent with your adjustments, right? Because we've talked about this before, is that every one of the stresses in our life, it puts our nervous system into that fight or flight stress response, that overwhelm response. And every time you're getting adjusted, every time we're correcting those subluxations, we're pulling your system from that overwhelmed fight or flight sensation back to that rest, digest, recovery. We are stimulating that brake pedal as opposed to so much of life that's constantly stimulating that gas pedal in the nervous system. So get back to rest, make sure you're making your adjustments, get outdoors and prioritize at least one day a week of rest, and you're going to start to find that your joy and your energy are going to start to come back online way more than they have after this last year and a half. Again, I'm Dr. Chris. Hope this was helpful for you guys. Prioritize you. You get one body, and your mind and your mental emotional health will thank you for this. Thanks.